Oh, there you go. Oh, and welcome back on the track for Super Mario Star Road. So, we've gone into the actual first stage this time. Because we already have all of the caps and we've done some other stages already. This stage is not really that big of a deal anymore. Let's see. These things, however, now these things, these buzzers, for some reason they decided that, man, it's really cool in this game to actually put these guys to like spawn right in front of you and instantly shock you. There's gonna be some places later on in the game where they just instantly spawn in front of you without even being able to see them, and then they'll instantly shock you. It's not really that big a deal most of the time because, okay, you just take one damage, you just keep going, whatever. You usually have one health to spare anyway. But they can be really annoying sometimes, and I really don't like that. It's a pretty questionable decision to put them in like this. I don't know why they put in the regular buzzers that just, they're always there and they just rotate around the stage. Or I guess you could say they circle some invisible spot on the ground. Oh, wow. Why did I do the trick? Anyway. So I guess they wanted to add some, I don't know what really the decision behind that is, because you kind of have to ask yourself, do I want to put in obstacles that you can just see from afar and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and this and that, and then that's how I deal with them? Or do you want to be like, oh, here's an obstacle, bam, now dodge it? I guess if you want to make your game really hard and stuff, you can be like, oh man, I'm gonna put all this random stuff that just happens out of nowhere and you have to react to it right away. And depending on how well you react to it, that just shows how good of a player you are. And while that's not too bad most of the time, I feel like most games don't give you enough time to react. Like some of the buzzers, because the thing is, when they spawn, they start out really small, get a bit bigger, and then instantly start buzzing. And when you're running into them, then when they start small and grow afterwards, then they might actually get eclipsed by your body, and you can't actually see them until they start buzzing, and then it's already too late. So that's a bit stupid. So most games usually put stuff like that in that's like really hard to actually react to in time. And it feels more like, oh, that's stupid, now I have to play this again, and next time I already know it's happening, so I can dodge it. That's not how games should be if you use random elements like that. Trial and error is in a way that your first trial is always gonna be an error. It just feels really stupid. Should have gotten that one first. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. It's really, the 100 coin star is always a star that I'm not really taking that seriously most of the time anyway. Because it's just, the 100 coin star usually is just a measurement of how much time you've spent in the stage. And as such, I'm just gonna do stuff like that to make it a bit easier, a bit faster. Because that's one of the things I never really liked about Super Mario 64. Actually, the 100 coin stars, though they're a cool idea to get something, obviously, from getting all the coins, well, not all the coins, but getting so many coins and then getting rewarded for getting that many coins. That's cool, I guess. And it feels good getting a star from it. I'm not gonna deny that it feels good getting a star from it. Obviously, getting any star feels good, but when you dig a bit deeper, then it is a bit weird because there's so many coins in the level that you can just run around and pick up, that just this random collectathon for these coins can feel a bit, well, for one, forced, and two, like you've not actually you've not actually done any work. It's more like, I guess the difference is more like, if you know of like a job where you're in like some factory or something and you're just pressing a button every now and then to make stuff happen. That's kind of like what a 100 coin stars sometimes feel. Because it's like just going through a checklist and ticking off boxes. Get this coin, get this coin, get this coin. It doesn't really feel like there's that much challenge into it. And obviously you could say, well, isn't every star the same? And you could argue that, yeah, I guess to some degree every star is that way, but it feels excessively so with 100 coin stars in my opinion. And that's also a thing that's really interesting about game design, is the way something is objectively doesn't really matter, because the only thing that matters is how the player actually feels. You could have a game that is objectively incredibly bad and so stupid, has even sequels that are even stupider and make no sense, and that game is still played so much worldwide. That's how Call of Duty works. And the thing is, that's alright. That's actually totally alright, even in game design things. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Even when it comes to game design, because just making something the player feels good about, no matter what it actually is an integral part of game design. And making that feeling happen, no matter how you do it, is always a good thing. So I can't really fault anyone for... I guess if you're already saying like, okay, I know everything is shit, but I'm just gonna add some stupid stuff to make it like appealing, that's where stuff is really fucking stupid. But if you really like try and make an actual game, you put a lot of effort into it, put some stuff into it that is really fun, and in the end it just doesn't turn out quite that well. Some stuff is not quite working out. Maybe you're not good at graphics, and if you're not good at graphics, then you're not also good at art direction, because those actually do a completely different thing. You don't fucking confuse that. Or I guess one of them is part of the other, but still. Where am I missing all these coins? I guess down there. Then you can say like, hey, at least the game that came out of this does have some points that people like. So, if that's the case, then that's okay. That's okay, there's no problem with accidentally making something that's really fun, even though on paper it doesn't actually look that good. I mean, that's still totally fine. But if you actively make a game where you say like, oh fuck, actually making this game good, I'm just gonna put in some really stupid things like a Skinner box, which is like this sort of idea of rewarding the player on a schedule, so that the player just repeatedly plays and plays and plays just to get from one scheduled reward to the next, even though the actual game is shit. But he like feels some accomplishment from getting those like rewards he gets every now and then. At that point, it's more like you're holding your player hostage to just get all these achievements and rewards, but the player actually, if he thinks about it, doesn't actually want them. That's really bad if stuff like that happens. So you might also look into some other games that do that, maybe. Like talking about the reward structure, for example, like a game, you've probably played something like this in the past, where the actual game, if you look at it objectively, is probably really bad, but you still keep playing it because it just keeps rewarding you with stuff. And you might not actively go, of course I get rewarded, and that's why I play it. But if you stop thinking about them, maybe you can think of some of these games. But if you think a little bit harder about this, you actually realize that, damn, actually this game is shit, why am I playing this? Have I gotten all the stars, by the way? Darn tootin'! I finished the stage a lot faster than I thought I would. So now we've done with those stages, I always show the wrong side of this one. There's like 2 stages we unlocked for getting 8 stars, which I just had a quick look in earlier just to get the caps, but now I'm actually gonna do them. So yeah, and the 100 coins sort of thing is a little bit in there. I don't know, it's really hard to actually judge the 100 coin star, because like I said, on one point it feels good to actually get the star from it, but if you stop thinking about it, if you start thinking about it, then it might feel like, am I actually doing something? Because most of the coins aren't really a challenge, and you can't lose progress, which you can for pretty much any other star in this game, other than like 8 red coins, I guess. So pretty much any other star, if there's a way to get to it, and you fail along the way, then it can set you back, obviously. Oh wow, can you still get back from me, by the way? The Shy Guy comes down, maybe. Oh. So the 100 coin, like I said earlier, the 100 coin really is just this measurement. How much time have you spent on this stage walking around? And if you think about it, if you go down a bit more in the direction, it feels like, 100 coin star is actually pretty stupid. The game would probably be better off, maybe, that's the thing, it's, like I said, it's really hard to say. The game might be better off without the 100 coin star, but then again, it feels good getting something for your 100 coins. So I guess if you wanted to balance it in the end, what you could do is say, okay, you still want something from 100 coins, it should be really nice what you get from 100 coins, but if you want to get all the stars, then maybe it shouldn't be part of that. So you could argue that, oh, in other Mario games you get lives for it. Well, you actually still get lives for it. I'm trying to jump past this chuck here. Never, just grab me. Don't throw me off. You're an asshole. This guy is camping. So the thing is, after you've completed a stage, well, not complete the entire stage, but if you've gotten a star, you walk out of the stage, and at that point you go to that screen where you just get tallied how many coins you got and when you can save the game and everything. At that point it actually tallies your coins, and for every 50 coins you've gotten, you get an extra life. So you are already getting extra lives for the coins you get. This screen right here. So you don't really need to put in like coins, extra lives as like something you'd get out of that. So what could you put in, if not a star? Maybe you could do something like, okay, this is maybe a bit weird to go to. Actually, no, it's actually it's really stupid. You could unlock the cannon for 100 coins, but then again you could argue, well, there's stars that need 100 coins, so we haven't really moved past the problem, we've just moved it somewhere else. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. So we haven't really gone anywhere. So what else could you do? Now, if this was one of the newer games, like obviously on Nintendo 64 it makes sense with all the technical stuff to it, that you couldn't do something like I'm about to suggest, but in a newer game, what you could do with something like this, you could say, okay, maybe you can unlock bonus stuff in the game somewhere. You can unlock bonus stages that are just there for being there, I don't know. Something like the Princess's Secret Slide, but just for fun, maybe. Or you can unlock bonus material like art. Okay, now I have to add that in most cases, in video games, just finding art, like unlock art, is really something that you're like, okay, art is cool. I like looking at art, like concept art. I see how stuff work. Maybe like some extra materials, concept movie. That's cool. But if you get like a really difficult to get secret where you busted your ass off to get it, and you feel like, man, I'm like one of the only players in the game, in the entire world that got this secret. Oh my god, I'm so good. And then it's like, okay, I unlocked a piece of art. Then you just go, well, if I had known this was just for a piece of art, I wouldn't have done it. There's plenty of people who are like that. And it's completely reasonable to understand, because not everyone does give a shit about that. Because it's something that's like, by the way, it's guys friendly. Some of these guys are friendly. Like, most people, what they care about is the actual gameplay, and maybe to some extent the story behind everything. Though usually, this is a whole other discussion I won't go right now. I'm gonna go into this discussion with movie versus game next part, but the thing is, most people just want something for their gameplay to affect their gameplay. So when you give them something that has absolutely nothing to do with gameplay, the game itself, it's only like something like behind the scenes, and they feel like, man, I don't give. Many people don't care about behind the scenes stuff like that. So I'll be wanting different stuff. They will be wanting something that impacts the gameplay. So what else could there be to give for 100 coins? Yeah, like I said, maybe there's something that changes in the gameplay. By the way, that was one of the cases you could stop fall damage like that. How would you affect the gameplay? 100 coins. You can do some really stupid stuff that say, okay, if we're not quite sure what we do with the gameplay, we could at least do something cosmetic. Like, okay, maybe if you run super fast, if you have 100 coins in a stage and go into that stage and you run super fast, then you have like star trails behind you when you run. Bam! Something cosmetic to make you feel good for getting 100 stars, 100 coins in that stage. But then it's like, well, I don't really give a shit about cosmetics, and The thing is also that if you've got 100 coins in a stage, chances are you won't be going back into that stage because you might do it last. So you might not really care about that at that point anyway. So, but now actually for gameplay, what could we do? It's hard to say with Super Mario 64 because obviously it's on the N64 and having gameplay unlockables for 100 coins is something that might not be on the list of things to program into a game. But nowadays it's like no problem to do something like that, and it's actually something that games could benefit from nowadays. To say like, okay, you did something really cool in the game, here's something to make the game play a lot better than before. Am I actually moving? Oh, I got stuck on something, whatever. So let's think about Super Mario 64 like this being a new game. What could we put in? What could we put in for getting 100 coin in a stage? It needs to be something that we can do for many stages. Like nothing that's... It doesn't have to be repeatable, but maybe we get like a part of something, or we unlock something that we can unlock more stuff with in other stages. I don't know. You can go to some really wild direction with this. You can go completely crazy with this, if you think about that. And if it's from such a simple thought as well. From just going, man, I don't like 100 coin stars, to go to, how can we actually make more gameplay elements that you can unlock with 100 coins? You can get into really cool stuff with just that. I'm gonna take one damage now. So if you've got any idea what you could put in as like something that you could unlock with 100 coins in each stage, obviously leave a comment. And if you've watched this video for that long, like all of this 17 minutes is going on for right now, please leave a comment anyway, just so I know you're there and I can say that you're awesome. Because you are awesome if you actually watched this long. You know that if a video has like 300 views and I check the actual like analysis for it, then it shows like, oh, only like 10 people have watched till the end. I mean, I would say something like, oh, it makes me sad, but it's totally understandable, and obviously it's something like that is gonna happen. It's totally normal. But to the few people that actually do watch for that long, you're fucking awesome, dude. I'm missing 2 coins. How is this possible? I think I had this before where I was missing 1 coin and I just couldn't find it. Actually, I might have an idea where it might be. The thing is, one thing about this stage that I don't like is there's too much water. Yeah, I know IGN, too much water is 7 out of 10, but I don't know. The problem is, the water goes too deep. If you look at how deep this water goes, look at how deep this water goes. There's just so much space in this stage that is taken up by underwater stuff that I'm really wondering why. Oh wow, that was bad. Did it really have to be that much water stuff? I don't know. You probably maybe could have put something better there. That's the last red coin. This part has been going on forever because this stars would take on forever. It's taken on forever. Anyway, now we've got that at least. We can finally end this part before it reaches 20 minutes. Oh my god. So yeah, if you've actually been listening for the entire conversation, and if you leave me a comment, I fucking love you. This has been this part. See you guys next time.